Alright, so following up on the last video, here's how this is actually built. So this is our board here. As just a little recap, hours worked here, time remaining, and then the week number, and then the allocated hours. So you're gonna need a numbers column for the hours worked, for the allocated hours as well. Time remaining is a formula column, and I'm gonna show you that formula in just a minute. I'm going to skip over to the main table so you can see all the columns. Then anything that I have a D in front of it is for development. And it's just for me to trigger which ones I can hide, so I don't have to look at them all the time. But essentially you have a D week 1 to 3, is just a numbers column. Then the HR stands for hours remaining. These are all formula columns up to here. And then the multiplier is what I use to make a statement true or false. Again, 1 to 4, just over here. And then I got the week number of the current week, and then the previous week number. And then you don't need to worry about this one. This one's just to trigger it because I couldn't obviously skip into the future and dates. So once you have the numbers columns and formula columns set up, you need these automations here. So set the dates however you want to do it. The end date, the only reason I set the end date is just to make sure that status changes to done, so it's visually clear as to what is the current week that's being worked on and where it's pulling from. So it's just to clean things up, really. You don't have to have that. These ones you do, and they're pretty self-explanatory. When an item is created, and if the previous week was the number before, then set the next number. So if it was 1 on the previous week, then this week needs to be 2. If it was 2, then it needs to be 3. And however many cycles how many weeks you have in your cycle, then you start it up again from the beginning. So for me, I had 4-week cycle, so after 4 weeks, it goes back to 1. And then this is why I wanted to do a video though, just because it's easier to explain this way. These ones, when the repeat date arrives, so that's the following week, you wanted to create a new item. So obviously you need the condition in there. Once you create a new item for week 1, so first of all, you want to make sure that things don't get carried over. So things like your status, your hours worked, same thing for your dates because those are automatically put in there. But then what you want every week is your hours worked. For the week 1, you want that to be put into week 1 of the D week 1 of week 2. So here's how you set up week 1. I'll just put it at that. Your multiplier needs to be added. So multiplier for week 1 right there needs to be added for week 2 multiplier as well. And then you want to make sure you you move your week number over to your previous week. So that week number here just needs to be moved to the previous week. So you uncheck the week number automatically there and then just move it down, add it over here. You need to, for week 2, and now you're gonna get the pattern once I do this. For week 2, you go into item, keep all that. I just duplicate the automation. The things I change in here though, now my week 1 is carried over, so it stays in the cycle, and my hours worked of week 2 get put into the week 2 for the 3rd week. And then your multiplier needs to be carried over. This you can choose whichever one you want. But now for the week 3, you need that multiplier to be true. And yeah, and then the rest is the same. And then week 3, scroll down, carry it over. Now you can see week 1 has week 1, week 2 has week 2, and then week 3 now has the hours worked. And then that's it. And then for week 4, you just gotta make sure you reset it to scratch, like to what it was before at the beginning of week 1. So you have no data carried over. as you can see here, but you do have the multiplier that's still carried over. I guess you could probably make that true continuously, actually never change it. So that's it on the automation. And then finally, I'll just give you a glimpse at the formulas that I have. You can probably do this in one formula and make this more efficient. I just did it kind of quickly for the demo. So the HR ones, the hours remaining, that's what HR stands for. This is what it looks like. So if you want to pause, you can do that. For every week, you just change the number that's here and the number that's here to the appropriate week. So if it was week 2, that'd be week 2. To give you an example, there's week 2. So exactly the same one, very simple. And then on the time remaining, which is the other formula column, you just have a sum and then you just subtract the hours worked from that for that week. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then of course I just added some color coding on the columns, and then I just hid all the columns I don't want to see to just end up with a condensed view, so we know what's going on. Cool. Hopefully that helps out. It was fun doing this, fun figuring that out. So enjoy. If you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Cool. Thanks.